What gets you excited? What motivates you?
Ugh. I mean, again, being a mom, my
Mm,
children are excited, right? Seeing that I'm leaving a positive impression on them and being a positive influence for them to recognize that in the work that we're doing professionally, even personally, but really professionally, to let them know that you can have your dream job and still really positively influence the world around you and do what's right. And so my children keep me excited, knowing that we work really hard and helping the industry understand inclusivity. That makes me happy. When someone reaches out to me and they say, thank you for teaching me something new, that means a lot.
gotcha. What's one thing that you wish you were better at?
Oh, playing the piano.
Okay.
I can't play it at all. So I love to entertain, as you know, as part of our work. But
Yep.
I love that there was a piano at, let's say, a bar or at a restaurant we went to just start jamming out. That would be so cool to me. But I'm not good at playing the piano, really any instrument.
Yeah, I've always wanted to learn how to play the saxophone. I've never gotten there yet. So
One day.
Crystal, I want to ask you a little bit about your family. We had our buddy Doug Melville on a previous podcast talk about an incredible, amazing true story called Invisible Generals about his family. And I wanted to ask you about an incredible family member of yours. Can you tell our audience and tell our listeners and viewers who Sergeant Alfred B. Hilton is?
Yes, you did your homework, Eric. Look at you. Alfred B. Hilton is my great great uncle, and he is an American war hero, fought in the American Civil War, and a Medal of Honor recipient. And he is known for carrying our colors of the country, the nation's flag. And he told, his troops, save the colors, because at the end of the day, he wanted to make sure that he was really fighting for the equality of everyone in this country. And he got injured, but was like, you know what? This means more than my life. And because he got injured, he came back, after everything was said and done, came back home. And his injury actually took his life because he wasn't able to get the medical treatment due to segregation at that time, which is very unfortunate because he fought for our country. I am very proud of his legacy. It is the heartbeat of everything that I do, everything from work to personal. And he has a statue in Havre de Grace, Maryland, that we visit and pay respect to. But I'm so proud of what he has done.
That's fantastic. I was just going to ask you about what it's like to actually see a statue represented physically there that you can go to, others can go to. What's that feel like when you see that?
Honestly, I feel that every day I wake up that it is intentional in the work that I do. And that because he fought for our country and, died at such a young age that I just want to make him proud in heaven and my family proud. I mean, that is such a legacy to live up to. And I know I would never be able to accomplish that, but just to know that I'm doing my part in the modern day of, corporate America and what we're doing from a work standpoint, I just have to keep on pushing and making sure that I do focus on inclusivity, on equity, because those things really are important. And I've had, my great great uncle die for this country for fighting for that. And I'll continue that as well.
Crystal, tell us a little bit about your family. Tell us about where they came from and how they ended up where they did.
Wow. So on my mother's side, my grandfather and his family, they are Jewish and they came from Latvia, Romania, and then migrated to Chicago, Illinois. And my grandmother and her family, they're from the Maryland, New York area. My grandmother was raised in the Bronx and she decided that she wanted to go to California. My grandmother is very much a person before her time. And she moved to California to experience life there because she was like, I grew up in New York. I got into NYU, but it's not really the college for me. A lot of people I know are going here. And she went to California. And that's where she met my grandfather. And they have 3 amazing children, my mother included in there. And my father's side, they came from South Boston / Halifax, Virginia. And he's one of 7. And he decided, I'm going to come from this very rural area and go to Howard University, HBCU. And that's where he met my mother. And that's where everything started. The family of 3, myself, my siblings, my sister, my brother, and we grew up in California. And I decided I wanted to go to New York to start my career, and then came down here to Atlanta.
You're a mom now.
I'm a mom now, and a wife.
And a wife.
And a dog mom.
And a dog mom. We should have added those in the beginning.
The most important titles.
That's right. That's right. What kind of interesting lessons do you feel that you're passing on now to your kids and even sharing with your husband?
I think empathy, and that would be probably the number one lesson. Empathy and understanding what moves people, what motivates people, what gets people really excited to do their day to day. And also, again, positivity. We have a choice when we wake up, either to wake up on the right side of the bed or the wrong side of the bed. And I choose to wake up on the right side of the bed and pay gratitude because I am awake and I get to see my children and, we're healthy. And so that really, I feel like, are the lessons that I want them to learn from me.
Crystal, what advice would Crystal today give Crystal first starting out in her career?
I would tell myself, I'm not going to date myself how old I am or, how long I've been in this industry, but I would probably tell my younger self that there are going to be challenges, but do not let that break you down, to keep pushing, because there is something to learn in every challenge that I face. I'm not going to lie. When I moved to New York, I was like, I'm here, big city, here I go. But I was terrified and was afraid to ride the subway because I was by myself in the big city. And I called my mom crying one day and I was like, I want to come back home. It's expensive here. I can't afford toilet paper. This is just not what I thought would be. And she said, you're not coming back home. And my mother is a very much so she didn't want me to leave. So for her to say, I knew it was serious, that she knew that I was starting my future there, right? She knew it was bigger than her and me. She knew that it was something that really was destined for me to achieve in my life, to be in New York, to make the connections, to work on the accounts that I did. I mean, I'm very grateful for having to lead the agency side for Chanel as a woman of color. And the ads didn't look like me, but educating the marketing team at Chanel, or leading Richemont, which includes Cartier and Montblanc and, several other brands. So I'm so grateful for those experiences. And I'm so grateful that my mother said, don't leave, stay. Because if I left, I wouldn't have had those same experiences. And I probably wouldn't be who I am today.
Gotcha. Thank you for that. All right. Fun question. What's in your music rotation?
When I'm at work or when I'm in the car?
Well, you decide. You tell us.
Very different. It's very different. So when I'm at work and I need to make sure that I am all the way in, knee deep, eyebrow deep, I listen to jazz music.
Okay.
And there's a station on Spotify like Jazz for Work that I listen to. Very relaxing because, as you know, we are in a very stressful type of environment. Yeah. We get calls and fire drills and all this stuff. We got to be on it. And so I listen to jazz music to kind of balance that out, that energy. But if I'm in the car, if I'm listening to music, because typically it's like my university on wheels. When I'm listening to music, this is going to sound so bad. It's, some 1990s Jay-Z,
There you go. We're with you. We're with you. We're with you.
You didn't even know. We were with you all along.
We're with you. Listen, if anyone actually pays attention to what Jay-Z's saying in his catalog, what he's talking about can help you in the corporate world, period, as well, too. So,
right,
yeah.
100%. So, 96 was a good year for Jay when he came. And I was listening to his music. I've always been a fan. And so that just puts me in the mood. Like, all right, let's do this. Very educational too.
Yeah.
Philosopher in his own right. So
Yep.
I have a good time listening to Jay. I listened to some Nas, Drake. The other day I was listening to Little Kim too. So, I was born in the 80s. I really enjoy hip hop, old school hip hop, because I know what they're saying. I can understand it. No shade to the new rappers, but like I actually understand it. And it's just nostalgia for me, just like, I don't know. I just enjoy it.
Love it. Love it.
Great. Well, Crystal, it's been a lot of fun hanging out with you. Tell us again where everybody can find the book.
So they can find the book on Amazon, The Inclusivity Superheroes, A Tale of Diversity and Unity. They can go check out the website as well, theinclusivitysuperheroes.com. And if you want to follow me, see what I'm up to, reach out to me, you can go on LinkedIn, Crystal Foote. So like your foot, but with the E at the end. It's very British. But yeah, that's how you can find me. And that's how you can find the book too.
Excellent. Well, thanks again for spending some time with us. And thanks everyone for listening to another episode. Be sure to find more episodes where you find all of your audio and video. Just search for the logo and find an excellent catalog with more great guests. Thanks again.
Thank you.